Aloha, everybody, and welcome to the Perms. This is Thursday's Thoughts, and today I wanted to take a few minutes just to share with you some stuff that's been on my mind, namely some of my pet peeves. I don't mean to be negative, but I wanted to get some stuff off my chest, and maybe in a future post, we'll share with you some of the things that I love. One of the things, basically what I'll do is I'm going to share with you guys a list. Probably, let's do a list of 10 things. So we're going to do 10 things that I absolutely dislike. Okay, I'll go as far as to say that I hate these 10 things. Okay, so number one, I hate when I get into the car and we're in a hurry because we're on the way to an appointment or we're on the way to work and we're late or we're going to be late. And so I go to put my seatbelt on and all of a sudden the seatbelt, because I'm trying to put it too fast, it just stops and it doesn't go. And it's not the end of the world because all I have to do is push the seatbelt back in a little and then pull it. But every time, it takes me like 3 or 4 times because I'll pull the seatbelt and it just keeps stopping. And so I have to stop breathing and wait until my pulse basically comes to a standstill, put the seatbelt back, take a deep breath, exhale, and pull the seatbelt until it finally goes. I hate it. Number 2, I absolutely hate when I'm driving behind someone, and this happens all the time here in Hawaii, and someone decides to turn, which is not the end of the world, again, but they don't put a blinker on. So we'll come to a red light, a stoplight. We call it a red light where I'm originally from. We'll come to the stoplight, which by the way has turned green, and cars will go through the stoplight, and I think I'm gonna get to go through the stoplight as well, but then all of a sudden the car in front of me stops because they're not ready to go through the stoplight, and in fact they want to turn left, but they're not using a blinker. And so we're stuck behind them. And so the traffic is so bad that you cannot get into the other lane to go around them, so you just have to wait. And what normally happens is the light turns yellow, and when it's turning yellow, they get to turn left, and then it turns red, and you're stuck there, and then you have to wait. I hate it. Number 3, I work in a position within my occupation and also where I volunteer, where I text people a lot, and when I text someone, normally, as is professional practice, whether it's a text or an email or even leaving a voicemail, you expect for them to respond to you, especially if the last thing that you text, email, or voice message is a question. But oftentimes, I'll get back nothing. Or I'll get back something literally 7 hours later or 3 days later, which it makes the whole question moot because the situation has come and gone. How can you do that to someone in a professional practice? It just makes no sense. Either people are not being professional or I'm not really liked. Number 4, at my home, if you go in the bathroom to brush your teeth, the toothpaste is crumpled as if a chipmunk or a small badger has been chewing it. And if there is any toothpaste in it, you have to flatten it out like a steamroller and slowly push your way up to the end to get it out. I have no idea how my family does it, but for some reason, they crumple it and they just get their toothpaste out that way. And it drives me nuts. But we've done nothing to solve the problem in 5 years. Number 5, explaining instructions. Again, within my work and also within my volunteering capacity, I explain instructions, I give instructions, and I check for understanding. But many times I'll have 1 or 2 or 3 people out of a group who'll say, excuse me, what are we supposed to do now? Number 6, bad grammar. Now, I'm not the perfect speaker. I was raised in Tennessee, and we have our own vernacular down there. But I've learned that there are certain ways to speak within certain groups of people. And there's certain grammar mistakes that seem to perpetuate themselves with every culture within the English-speaking world and within the other language-speaking worlds as well. But we'll stick to English today. One of the biggest ones that bothers me is then and than. Than, T-H-A-N, is used when you're doing comparisons. For example, I am greater than you, or he is smarter than I, okay? We cannot say I am smarter than you, which I see all the time, okay? Oh, this movie is better than you, T-H-E-N. No, that's incorrect. Grammar needs to at least be attempted properly. And then is huge, and it makes there are tons of mistakes that are being made here. Number 7, loud chewing. If I'm eating a meal Even if we're talking, please chew your food quietly, swallow it, take a drink of water if you need to, and then we can talk and continue our conversation. Thank you. Number 8. This is for me personally. Many times I've been walking outside and sidewalks aren't as level as they should be. And so one of the things that super bothers me are these sidewalks, because I've been walking and I've tripped. And I've never quite fallen completely, but it's very obvious that I've stumbled. And most of the time what I'll do is I'll just stumble down to the ground and I'll tie my shoe as if it was on purpose. Number 9, I do not like when I don't have a meal that has meat in it. My wife has slid in a few meals, and we've been to a few places where secretively I've been conspired against, and there's like a meat supplement. But I can tell, like people can tell when there's not meat in the food. There needs to be at least a little bit of meat, like a little meat on the side, or a little meat integrated within like the ravioli, not a cheese ravioli, but a meat and cheese ravioli. You know what I mean? Just gotta have the meat. The final thing that superly bothers me is when people, especially people that are my age or younger, but even people that are older than me who have been through the process, when they start giving me advice, but not just giving me advice, but almost telling me, mandating me on how to raise my children. I'm a young father. I'm in a marriage with a very strong, healthy woman, and we are learning the processes and reading academic literature, research on raising children, and building upon our own experiences. So we don't need to be told how to raise our kids. Please, I know you didn't want to be told how to raise your kids when you were raising them, so don't tell me. We don't need that stuff. Okay? Thank you. So these are a few of the things that I really don't like. If you agree, please share in the comments. If you have some other things that just really bother you, please share those too. We'll try to have a positive post in the future, but I got a lot of pet peeves, so let me be honest, we're probably going to see more of these. Thank you. Guys, have a wonderful day. Please subscribe if you have not done so. Have a nice day. Shoots. I already said that. Okay, I'll cut that out. Cut it.